Hello guys, today we are going to discuss about the one of the most important topics of Android apps development, which is design pattern, or we can say it architectural pattern. So in this lecture we will discuss about the MVP architecture. MVP means model, view and presenter. So now the question is, what is design pattern and why should we use MVP design pattern in our Android apps development? So let's see. Now you guys can see a real life scenario of a restaurant on the screen. You may think why I am showing a restaurant scenario for explaining the MVP. Yeah, that's the point. You will be surprised to hear that lots of programming paradigm concept and architectural pattern and design pattern are derived from the real life scenario. I think all of you guys have heard the OOP. OOP means object oriented programming, and this is called a paradigm, and this is the most popular paradigm among of all programming paradigm. And now all the modern languages like Python, JavaScript, ASP.NET, so these types of languages are follow the OOP programming paradigm, and this OOP programming paradigm is also derived from the real life scenario. That's why I am going to explain this MVP design pattern from real life scenario. Okay, let's start without exaggerating. So in this picture, you can see a customer came to the restaurant and he is just going to order a food item. So now what he will do? He will just call the waiter, and the waiter came to the customer with the food menu, because naturally we can choose the food item from the food menu, right? So in this case, now the customer ordered a chicken pizza, and the waiter received the order. And now what the waiter will do? Because waiter don't know how to make the chicken pizza, or he just he haven't any idea how to make the chicken pizza. So now he will go to the kitchen, and inside the kitchen there is a cooker whose responsibility is to make the food item as per the customer requirement. So now the waiter requested to cooker to make the pizza, because cooker knows very well how to make chicken pizza. So for making the pizza, he needs some ingredients like onion, oil, egg, chicken, sauce, etc. So it is better to say that cooker is only responsible for making the pizza or present the pizza, but he don't have any idea how will he get the ingredients or where the ingredients will come to the restaurant. He don't have any idea about it. He just knows that whenever he needs some ingredients, he have to inform the supplier. Inside the restaurant there is a supplier whose responsibility is to provide or supply all types of ingredients to the cooker, and the supplier knows very well how to source the ingredients. He could source the ingredients from shopping mall, he could source the ingredients from market, he could source the ingredients from anywhere. He is just concerned about it. And when the cooker will receive all the ingredients as per his requirement from the supplier, he will just start to make the pizza. And when the cooker will get the ingredients as per his requirement from the supplier, he will just start to make the pizza. Because it wouldn't look good if we serve the pizza without any nice decoration. So now the cooker mixed all the ingredients, processed them and make it to the pizza. So what actually he did, he just converted the raw ingredients into the nice decorated pizza. And he will call the waiter when he has finished making this pizza. And now the cooker called the waiter and said, "Brother, your pizza has been made." So the waiter, what he will do? He has come to the customer and said, "Sir, your chicken pizza is ready." So seeing this scenario, what we understood? We understood that a customer ordered a pizza and he just received the pizza by through this way. Like a first step was waiter, second step was cooker, third step was model, then again cooker, then again waiter, and then he received the pizza. If we think the programming point of view, we can compare the waiter to view, cooker to presenter, and the supplier to the model. And we can take input from the customer or client through view. So now we can compare the food menu as our view. Naturally, in food menu, there are some food item, but in the view, there may be some button, some widget, some spinner, list view, or recycler view, or check button, data button, any types of widget. Okay. So now think like that. Client wanted to see the all user list of his e-commerce website, so he just input his email and password. That means his admin email and admin password, and then he just click to view the all user list or all user data. So now the view, what he will actually do, he just inform the presenter and told him about the client requirement, because view haven't any idea about validation, or he haven't any idea how to retrieve the data, or he can't perform any logical operation. We can say the view as a dumb layer or a foolish layer. When the presenter receives the data from view, he just start his own task, and his responsibility is to validate the data, whether the data given by the user is correct or incorrect, and also he can perform some logical operation. And when his validation has finished, he just inform the model. He just informed the model and told the model to retrieve the data or to fetch the data as per as client requirement, because he don't have any idea how the model retrieve the data or how the model fetch the data. He haven't any idea about it. So what will the model do now? Model could retrieve the data from any database. It may be our Android default SQLite database, it may be shared preference, or it may be any local database, or it may be any Firebase or any remote server. So for fetching the data, model also could uses any REST API or any network library like Poly or Retrofit. So in this scenario, we can see there are three layers. First one is view layer, second one is presenter, and the third one is model layer. And the view layer, we can also say it user interface, and it provides the visualization of data and keep a track of user action in order to notify the presenter. And the presenter is the middleman between the view and the model, and it also contains the validation and business logic to the presentation of the data. And the third one is model layer, and it is also responsible for storing the data, retrieve the data, fetching the data from the database, remote server, or any types of web server. Okay, and it is also responsible for the handling the domain logic. We can say it is real world business logic and communication with the database and the network layer. So I hope now all of you guys clear about this three layer: view, presenter, and model. So we have already reached our final conclusion, and our main point was why should we use MVP design pattern or MVP architecture pattern in our Android application. So just think about that. In the initial stage of Android development, we normally write code in such a manner that eventually create main activity class which contain all the implementation logic of the application. And this approach of app development leads to Android activity get closely coupled to both UI and the application data processing. Further, it causes difficulties in the maintenance and scaling of such mobile application. To avoid this problem in maintainability, readability, scalability, refactoring of the application, developers prefer to define well-separated layer of code. And by applying software architecture pattern or design pattern, we can organize the code of the application to separate concerns. And MVP, model, view, presenter, this architecture pattern or this design pattern is one of the most popular architecture pattern and is valid in organizing the project. Which project? Our Android application project. So the main key point of MVP design pattern is it addresses the common difficulties in our Android app, especially when your problem is related to maintainability and testability. And MVP increases the view separation of concern and facilitate unit testing. And we can also separate our background task from activity fragment view to make them independent of most lifecycle relevant event. So the final summary is the view layer, it only contains the UI and it doesn't contain any logic or knowledge of data displayed. In typical implementation, the view component in MVP export an interface that is used by the presenter, and the presenter uses this interface method to manipulate the view, like you can see the show progress bar method, like, or we can create any method like update data. Okay. And now the presenter, and the presenter triggers the business logic and tells the view when to update. It therefore interact with the model and fetch and transform the data from the model to update the view. The presenter shouldn't have, if possible, a dependency to Android SDK. And finally, the model layer. It contains a data provider and the code to fetch, insert, or delete or update the data. And this part of MVP updates the database or communicate with a web server. So hopefully all of you guys now clear about this MVP design pattern, and in the next video we'll see how to implement this MVP design pattern in your Android application practically. So stay connected with me to see my next video. Thank you.